Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Let me know if you're joining me. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know you're here. Trying to make sure it's over there where it's supposed to be. Are you staying warm? Or a better question is, how cold is it where you are? Let me get this turned down, get everything set up. All right, I don't see it showing up. So, okay, good. I see some people. I don't know what the deal is, everybody. Something has updated. I just don't know what the deal is. But y'all can see me, so that's awesome. So, hello, Holly. I'm glad you're here. Dropping off. I can see it's a really weak signal. So, I hope it's going to stay strong enough for us to do this. Hey, Esther, I'm glad you're here. How's your weather? Hey, Sherry. Snow everywhere in Texas, but your little town didn't get any. Y'all had a little shelter, didn't you? So far, we haven't gotten it. It's a light mist, and it's so cold, but everything's closed. We're under state of emergency, all of that good stuff. So praying for all those people who have to work out in this, y'all. Hey, Marla and Amanda, Christine, thank y'all for your prayers. Mama is still in the hospital. It's been a long week. So thank y'all for your patience because I've not been able to be around much. I'm here just having to deal with a lot of different things. So thank y'all for your patience and mostly your prayers. I appreciate it. She's a little bitty bit better, but she's still got a ways to go. So I'm not sure how all that's going to play out as far as how much longer in the hospital and that. So we definitely appreciate your prayers because she's still very, very weak. So it's still needing that oxygen. So we're going to see how it goes. But thank you all. So let me see if I can answer some questions. And let's do a little bit of painting. Thank you, MK. I believe you understand, don't you? Yeah. Yep. Diane, that's fantastic. So that's awesome. Diane had a little scare with some skin cancer, and I'm so thankful. That's an answered prayer. Awesome. I've not been able to share this into our Creative Hearts group. Maybe Adrienne is here helping getting that moved over there for y'all. If not, we'll get it moved over later. So you've got it for easy access. And we'll talk a little bit about the open house. Hey, Susan. So here's what we're going to do as far as the open house. So if you have not registered here, I took a little bit of time earlier today or had a few minutes earlier to go over there into that group, into the Facebook group. I just want to give you an update because things are so much in the air with my mom and the stuff at the hospital, and don't really know how all that's going to play out. I'm working on doing the lessons so that they are pre-recorded. Originally, the plan was for it to all be live like we did last year at open house. Good, Marla. We're going to answer some of those, and then I'm going to show you a few things y'all can do to prep for those tutorials. So last year for our open house, we just did it all live. But because of the situation with my mom and I need to be available for her, I'm working on pre-recording the tutorials. So we have 6 different sessions planned. 2 of the sessions are for painting. We're going to be painting. I just had them. Here they are. Hang on. I'm going to be teaching you how to take this tag and paint a door. I love doors. I've got a Pinterest board of just doors. I'm fascinated by them. There's spiritual symbolism also with doors. Jesus is the door. So they're just special to me. So this is the color I chose for my door, but I've created this tutorial so that if you want your door to be a different color, you can easily do that. And this is one of the painting projects. I wanted this door to be like something that we use throughout the year. So we'll be able to change out the colors depending on the seasons. And I also designed this so it's got a clip and I forgot to bring it over here with me, but this actually holds one of our shareable cards. You can use it to hold a different, whatever you want it to hold, but we're focusing on the word abide this year. And so it will definitely hold a card that says abide. And that is the focus word for 2025. I think it's a powerful word. It follows, it just is a great lead in from our focus word of last year of draw near to God. So this door will be a little placeholder for words or scriptures that we need to be reminded of. Sometimes you just need one word to remind you of what you already know. That word might be rest, or that word might be breathe, or that it might be 2 words like press on. For this year, it's abide. And we're going to be looking at a lot of different scripture verses about abide, but also scriptures that support us, give us gentle reminders of the necessity to abide in Him, the importance of abiding in Him. It's a powerful word. He is our source of strength. So just like in John 15:5, apart from Him, we can bear no fruit. And it comes from abiding in Him, being attached to Him. One of the definitions is to remain in Him. So we want all the reminders this year to help us remember to do that no matter the season, whether it's a physical season like spring, summer, fall, or it's a season of life. And I will be honest, I have really felt tested on that in the past week or so. But He is faithful. And y'all, we can do nothing apart from Him, nothing of value. We can do a lot. We can do a lot of stuff. We can work really hard apart from Him. We can. But things of eternal value, we cannot do apart from Him. So that's how we just want to dig our heels in, because we are women and we can be stubborn, can't we? Raise your hand. Can you be stubborn when you get a mind to do it? You can be stubborn. I can too. I can be stubborn. So let's just dig in deep, y'all. And let's be determined, just like with Daniel, he determined in his heart that he would not defile himself. We have to determine in our heart. This is January. This is the time of year when everybody's making goals, New Year's resolutions. We're going to lose 20 pounds, all of that stuff. But as a believer, we have to daily determine, I will abide in you, Lord. Apart from you, I can do nothing. help me abide. Open my eyes to see where I'm not abiding so that I can choose to abide. So that's what I'm here for, to support you in that, to look for ways that we can use our creativity. And it is a gift. Everybody watching me, you've been given the gift of creativity. So we want to dig our heels in, y'all. Dig it in deep and look for ways that we can use that gift. Like, here's an example. Pretend like I wrote you a check for $1 million and it's in your mailbox in an envelope. I've already written the check for you. I've written out your name. I've signed my name. It's yours. You have to go out to the mailbox. You have to determine in your mind, I'm going to the mailbox. I'm going to open the mailbox. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to open the envelope, and there's a check for $1 million. But guess what? There's more to be done. You've got the check. It's valuable if you take it to the bank. Okay, so you've been given a gift from the creator of all things. He has given you the gift of creativity. He has. Some have used it more than others. Some of you are still in the stage of the game of saying, I'm not creative. And I'm telling you, yes, you are. The check has been delivered. You need to use it. And I'm here to help you if that's where you are in this stage. I'm here to help you learn to uncover that creativity and use it. Use it. Some of you have been playing around with your creativity and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know I could paint. I didn't know I could letter. And you're just looking for new ways to use it. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. And then there's others of you. You've been on this journey with me for several years now. And you're never going to completely arrive. I don't think we arrive until we're always going to be in that sanctification, in the transformation mode until we meet him face to face. We just are. So it's a joy to get to uncover all of these different gifts that he's given us. Continue to uncover your creativity. And with practice, it just gets better and better. And that's so many of y'all. There's so many of y'all. I'm watching you, and I'm watching you unfold this precious gift. And I'm watching you use it. And it's such a blessing. It's a blessing to me. It's a blessing to other people. And I'm so, so proud of you. So for those of you, wherever you're at in the journey, we've got something for you. Hey, Patricia. So my challenge to you is to determine where are you in this journey. If you need help, I'll be glad to help you. But wherever you are, to determine where you are, but to not stay there. I see Susan's name popping up. She's been along this creative journey with me for several years now, and I'm watching her try new things. I'm watching her use her creativity in new ways that help her, help others, and bring glory to God. So Lord willing, I'm going to be doing some interviews with some of these ladies to talk about how have they been using their creativity. You don't have to use it the same way I'm using mine. You can use it in your own way. But just to give you some ideas, we have such an amazing group of women over in the Creative Heart Studio. They are a tremendous blessing, and they're all using their gift in a different way. And it is a true blessing. So I don't know if I've even had a chance to tell y'all this or not, but you can sign up now. We've got it where the doors are open, and we would love to welcome you into our creative family. Would love to welcome you in. I would love to help you. And there's lots of other women inside to help you as well. So if you've been joining us on Tuesdays and Fridays and watching and understanding a little bit and wanting to know more, now's the time. I want y'all to come on in and join us, okay? So, one of the ways that we're going to be using our creativity this coming week is in painting. So this is the door. So this is my example. I painted this door, and now it can be a decorative piece. I'm going to use it with a tiered tray. And then I painted a complementary piece for this. So let's see, this is more winter. So in the spring, I'll make a new complementary piece. But for the winter, this is my complementary piece. And they coordinate. And these little mittens coordinate with it. I painted this so that it would all coordinate together on a little tiered tray area. So, Marla, I'll come back and answer some of that stuff for you. So next week, we'll be teaching you how to paint this piece. This is one project, painting project. This is the second painting project. And guess what? We made one kit. It's called the Mixed Media Painting Project. And it's got the blank surfaces to paint the that you can use to paint these. It's got the tag. It's got this 10-inch circle. It has these two mittens. And then there's no paint in this. You'll have to get your paint. But we did include the gel medium. We included a jar of gel medium because I'm going to show you how we can use that to make some texture, because I'm going to show y'all how to paint these little squishy flowers and put texture on those. You can put texture on your little snow girl face. So that's one kit with two projects in it. I tried to make it simple. So that is the mixed media project that I'll be teaching you to paint next week. It's going to be pre-recorded. So I don't know what day. This will probably go out on Wednesday, the 15th. This will probably be the first one that I release on Wednesday. If you've registered for the open house, we're going to be giving you all of that information in the email. So don't worry. It's all coming in the email. We'll be posting it in that Facebook group. Okay. So one of the questions that Marla had was she didn't know that there was more than one kit. So the second kit, and I don't have the actual kit right here, I don't think. It's a lettering kit. So we'll have two lessons that are mixed media painting, this right here. Then we're going to have two lessons that are lettering. So we're going to make, I'm going to teach you how to make a journal cover. We're not going to make the inside parts. We won't have enough time, but I will show you how to make the exterior part and make an abide journal. Because my hope and prayer is that this is so it's kind of like going to Costco or Sam's, and you know how they give you little sampler tastes of things. You know how they sell things in bulk. Well, they'll let you taste the dip or the salsa or the different things. That's what next week is. It's to help you taste some of these offerings. So one of the lettering projects is that journal. So in the lettering kit, it's got the contents for two lettering projects. One of those is the journal. So we've got the composition notebook in that kit. We've got some beautiful vintage pages and some color coordinated scrapbook paper and some little bling things in that kit so that it's all color coordinated. If you're like me, you like all your colors to be coordinated and organized. And so we're going to do that. And then we're also going to be doing some lettering in that other lettering project. And I've got traceables and paint dots. There's lots of fun stuff in that project. The reason we made them two separate projects is because I've learned that some of y'all are like me. You like to do all the things, but then there's others who they're not really interested in the lettering. They only want to paint. Or there's some they only want to letter. They don't want to paint. So we made it so it was optional and you didn't have to get both of them. You could choose. If you are a Creative Heart member, don't forget to use your exclusive discount to purchase your kit, okay, or kits. The third kit, Marla, that we have, and I put this in that Facebook group. We have a Facebook group for the open house, and the purpose for that is we always send information through email. That's how we communicate with our members, but not everybody checks their email. So we also have it in that Facebook group just so that we could, I like as many touch points as possible. So that's one touch point, is having it in our Facebook group. The other touch point is through email. So if you registered for the open house, you should have received an email that would have included the link to that Facebook group. It would have included also a screensaver with our Abide Bee, so that you can download it. You should have also received a link for the traceables, for the lettering traceables, and for this precious little snow girl, and for the door. You would have received links for all of that so that you can download them and print them out. If you purchase the kit, we've printed them out for you. It's going to be in your kit. You don't have to worry about downloading them and printing them. We put them in your kit. Let's see, is there a link you can post for the Facebook group, Alina? It's in your email. It should be in your email. If you did not receive it, please let us know. The email address is, oops, I thought I could type it right there. Hello at Pam Coxwell Designs. PamCoxwellDesigns.com. And if you registered and you did not receive the email, please let Adrienne know, because we need to make sure you're receiving the emails. It's going to have a lot of important information. And we have not, honestly, we were not planning to send out the important details until it was closer, because that's less that you have to keep up with. So we're about to start sending out some important details. Patricia, it should have gone out when you registered. So if you've not received it, there might be a glitch, and just let Adrienne know and she will get it for you. This right here is at the top of the comments. That is the link. If you scroll up to the top, that's the link to register if you have not. But the emails are important, so you're going to want to make sure to do it. And the reason I'm not just going to put the Facebook link here is that we're trying to filter that so we don't get bots and people who are not human in that group. So we want you to sign up to get that. You remember seeing the screensaver, so I'm sure I got the email. Just need to go back and look. Yep. The screensaver is that little bee, and it says Abide. She's our little mascot. She's going to be showing up in a lot of places coming up, okay? So watch for that little bee. Okay, so for the open house, you're going to have two mixed media painting projects, the door and the snow girl. And then you're going to have two lettering projects, the journal and then the cards. We're making cards for the door, or however you want to use them. We've got a lot of fun stuff in those kits. The third kit is what's called the Abide Sampler, and I want to explain that. If you think about Costco and Sam's, again, I've given the little samplers. If you've never ordered any physical products from me before, this gives you a taste, a sampler of what kind of quality the prints are and the cards and just kind of how it works. Before you purchase something, you can get that sampler and you can see. The other purpose of it is that's the only place the little bee shows up in a kit. Our encouragement kit for January, and y'all can still sign up and get that kit. It has some special stuff in it this month. It includes a frame, and it's not just any kind of frame. It's a frame with 2 different mats. So I'm calling this the encouragement frame because it holds the 8x8 prints that we're using this year. And it's got a mat that actually holds the artwork from the calendar, which is pretty awesome. It has an additional mat that you can use if you wanted to frame one of the shareables from the kits. So I'm excited about it. Diane, let me grab it, y'all, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Hang on just a second. This way you'll know what you're looking for. Okay, so the frame is in the January box, and those were just shipped out. So you probably have not received that yet, Diane, because they just shipped. So this is one frame. Let's see if I can hold it without glare. This is one of the mats. So this mat works with the 6x6 artwork in the calendar. This is the mat that works with the 4x4 shareables. And then I don't know where the other one is, but if you take this mat out, this is 8x8. So this also works with the 8x8 prints that we're using this year for the encouragement club. So I've been looking for a frame like that, so I'm really excited about it. And it's only in the January box, and we actually do have openings. We do have enough to send out more of those encouragement kits. I try not to talk about too many things I don't want to confuse you, but what I'm talking about today, it all works together. So I'm going to put the link in here. Okay, there's the link to the encouragement club. Okay, so that's that. I thought I saw one more question. Okay, Marla. Okay, that's a good question. You couldn't find Heritage Green. What would a Master's Touch? Okay. Yeah, let me find something that's comparable. I'll post that for you because I need to look for that to tell you for sure. I feel like it might be this green gray, but let me look. Okay, so Diane, that would have been the mixed media painting kit. The lettering kit, I can't believe I don't have one up here, y'all. If y'all don't mind holding up, hold on one more minute. Let me just double check to make sure. Yeah, I don't. I had them down there in the warehouse taking pictures of them, so I don't. Sorry about that, but okay, Marla, I bet it's a darker green. I bet it's a darker green. I'll find that and let you know. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? Is it the lettering kit that has the frame? No, the frame is in the January encouragement box. It's in the monthly encouragement club. So that's in the January box for them. Yeah. Okay. I think I got those questions covered. Let's see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you for the mittens, and let's see. So what you can do with this, I got to clean my little space here. I want to show y'all. This looks like just a black mitten, but we can take the black and enhance it a little bit. Let me move my frame. Yeah, and I have a feeling, Marla, that this weather that's happening right now is going to affect a lot of shipments on a lot of things. I don't think, I think it's going to throw a lot of things off. So we got to be prepared for that. And all of us, me included, because I've got stuff on order that I needed for some things, and I've got notification also that it's not going to get here. So I haven't had time to look at even the map to know, is this like nationwide? Okay, so Deborah's getting snow in West Virginia. I've been busy with my mom and with stuff with her, and I haven't even kept up with it. So I just knew that, heard yesterday that our governor had declared it, what do you call it? It's dangerous outside anyway. All right, so let me get something down because I want to show y'all this. All right, let's see if this is going to cooperate. Snow in North Alabama. Good for you, Johnette. My sister's getting it too. She lives in Fife. So it's in Ohio. Yep, y'all tell me, is there anywhere right now that is not being affected by this cold weather? I'm just curious. She's slowly, it's just a little bit better, y'all. Just a little bit, not much. Not much. Yep. Yep. 2 or 3 inches so far in Kentucky. 8 inches in North Texas. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot for Texas, isn't it? Atlanta has snow. California. Are you in California, Marla? I didn't realize that. And so many people, and then there's the wildfires going on in California, just outside of Geraldine. Oh, Cheryl, are you in North Alabama? 12 inches in West Virginia. Oh my goodness. Well, wow. 2 to 4 inches in Southwest Virginia expected. Wow. Y'all, we are not prepared for the snow where I live. Well, Cheryl, you're close to my sister then, because I don't know if she still has students in Geraldine, but she is a gifted teacher, and she goes to the different schools, and I remember her talking about Geraldine. Such a small world, isn't it? Okay, so, I forgot to share the camera. Hang on. This is just something really simple today, y'all. I didn't Just doing something simple, but it's important. Let's see, is it? Move this. Okay, this is something that you could be doing. Let's see if I can get that going right. All right, so this is my little mitten. And what I'm going to do is, let me see if I've got something I can sand those little edges with. I don't know if y'all probably already know this, but did you know you can use like brown paper sack here? Okay, Marla's in Texas. Oh, Jan, goodness gracious, y'all. So whenever it snows like that where you are you able to get out? Because we have to shut down. We are not prepared for that kind of stuff around here. The schools close, everything closes. Okay, good. Karen, thank you for the update. Let's see. We're having severe winds and lots of friends with no power in Southern California's devastating fires are all around my son in Los Angeles. Oh. I saw a video of some of the stuff, y'all. It just it's heartbreaking, isn't it? And the animals that were running and trying to get safe. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we've got, Sherry. So did y'all know that you could use a paper sack to help smooth the wood down? Hold on just one second. I got to get my water. Sorry about that. So this wood, I'm not sure what it's called. I don't remember. But it's smooth. It's fun to paint on this. But I still like to go over it just a little bit. Oh, goodness, Jan. I've never seen using a paper bag. Okay, so this is like, it's not going to sand it a lot, but I'm hoping that I can paint this and let it dry so I can show you what it does to your paint after it dries, okay? So this is the painted version. And all I'm going to do today is try and get the black paper down. I'm not going to show you the flowers today. That's next week. But I do want to show you about putting the base. So you could use, if you didn't want your mittens to be black, you could use another color. I'm just using black because it looks good. Like this is the card from our encouragement club for January. And I just wanted all the pieces to coordinate. So, okay. Now, I'm just going to get some paint out. Let me see if I can move these. I've got such a mess right now. I usually do a good cleaning in my studio after the first of the year, and I have not been able to do that this year. And so we just had a whole lot of sickness going on. All right, I'm just going to use a little piece of wax paper. And this is Liquitex, but you could use anything, y'all. It doesn't matter. It could be folk art, whatever you have. I'm just going to use some black paint. And let me get my paintbrush and some water. All right, so I feel like my camera is not in the right place. Something feels weird, but I'm not sure what it is. All right, so I'm going to put some water in my brush, and I just want to water this down a little bit because this is personal preference. I like for it to be just a really light coat of paint going down on it. Oh, and here's another thing. So you can look at this wood, and this, I consider this the front and this the back. And the reason I'm doing it that way is this is rougher. You could paint on either side, but I want it to be smooth, and so I'm calling this the front. And so what I'm going to do is I've got watered down paint, and it's almost like a wash, like putting you know how when we're doing watercolor, we put a wash of paint down? That's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm going with the grain of the wood, and I'm just letting that paint get down in the grain. And because it's kind of watered down, it's doing that. It's getting down in there. And I'll show you why in just a second. But look, see, it's kind of absorbing what I'm putting in there, and that's what I want it to do. I just like this look. So I've got that on there, and I'm making sure I've got it all the way across. Now I'm going to smooth up those edges, because you probably know this, that if it dries all gunked up like that, you're going to have to sand it to get it off. It's not going to come off easy. So now what I'm doing is I'm going around the edge. I got to work on my camera. Something's crazy with it. All right, so I'm going around the edge like that. Just to make sure the edges are done. And I probably won't do much else to this with the edges other than what I'm doing right now. And I'm just getting a light coat of black on there. Okay, so from this point, I'm going around now, and that excess that built up on the side, can y'all see that? What I want to do is I want to hold my mitten so that I can drag and smooth that in. So I'm constantly, it reminds me of cake, decorating cake. I'm constantly just trying to smooth it in. Okay, so I feel like I've got a nice smooth surface there. Now, if I wanted a light gray mitten, it could be left just like that. It's got that texture of the wood, but I want to put another coat on it. I want it to be darker, but this way I don't have to worry about it getting all gunky. All right, so now I'm going to get a little bit more black, and I'm going to put a second coat of black on there. And I don't know how to paint without getting it all over me. My husband can. He can paint an entire room without getting it on him. I can't. I can just walk through the room and it gets on me. I'm a paint magnet. All right, so now look what happens. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to pull it back across. I'm going with the grain. So when you get your mitten, your grain might be going the other direction. So if that's the case, then you would go the other direction. You're just going with the grain, and you're getting it down in the grain of the wood. Okay. It's almost like a stain. It's almost like you're staining the wood. Okay, so there's that. And what I could do, I could leave it like that. And it's got that texture. It almost could look like fabric, couldn't it? So, but what I'm going to do is I want it to be just a little bit darker. So I'm going to come back and do a little bit more. And the only reason I'm doing it this way is I'm just experimenting with it to see how dark can I get this and still have that wood grain. That's the only reason I'm doing it this way. You could absolutely just put some paint on here and be done with it and have a very cute little mitten. But I'm just trying to experiment. This is how you learn, to see how dark can I get it and still have the grain. And I think that's pretty good right there. All right. So what I'll do, I'm just making sure my edges are smooth. I'm going to see if I can dry this a little bit, because I want to show you this next step. So hold on just a second. Let me see if I can reach my dryer. Okay. I would love to know if you could let me know in the comments how many of you enjoy painting on wood. Do you have experience painting wood? I'm just curious how many of you paint on wood. All right, I'm going to put this right here and see if I can do this so it's not right in your ear. Okay. Okay. Marla paints. Varied surface. Okay, Deborah. I love it too. Okay, so look at this. It's not totally dry, but I just want you to see. The reason I'm showing you this is so you can see this is an option. If you look at this one, this is my sample. This one is much darker. And the way I did for this is I basically just put a thick layer of black on there. So this is just to experiment, to show you the difference. So this one is probably 2 layers of black, probably. And this sample one, the grain is going up and down on the mitten. This one, the grain is going across, and for some reason, it just reminded me of fabric. So I thought, I'm just going to play around with that and see if I can play with the texture of this. Okay, I see some. So Valinda does. I love it. I think it's the texture part that I love. It adds depth. I do too. I love wood. MK does too. Okay. Toll painting. Yep. Okay, so now the next step that I'm going to do with this is for the cuff. I'm going to be using these papers, collage papers on there. So I'll need to add those. But before I add those, this is the other part I wanted to show you, because I want to give the illusion that these papers are 3D. Well, they are higher, but I want them to look even fluffier, kind of, I guess you could say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a, what do I have that's handy? Like a piece of chalk would be ideal. Let's see. I'm going to take a Neocolor, and I'm just going to sketch off about where I want that paper to come down. Probably like that. And if some of you are familiar with the toll painting, this might be familiar to you. So I'm going to leave this free for my paper, but I want to go ahead now and put my shadow in, because I could come back and do it after the paper's down, but I don't want to take a chance on getting it on my papers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush now, and I'm going to put some of this black on my brush. Oh, there's a hair in there. And now I'm going to go right up under that little line of where my paper is going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and start building in a shadow. And that's going to help give the illusion that my cuff is more rounded, like it's dimensional. Okay, so see, oops, hang on, I got a big glob. So I'm going to smooth some of that in. And that's what painting is, isn't it? It's an illusion. You're just giving an illusion. All right, so that's adding a shadow. So now I'm going to come right here around in the thumb area, and I'm going to add a little bit of darkness there. And I'm just kind of lightly dragging it out like that. Then I'm going to come on this side and put some more darkness, the darker black. We're still using just one color, but we're diluting it to kind of lighten it. That's how the base was made, for those who might just now be joining us. Now, go back over that. So that's kind of how I want to leave that. And then I guess I should smooth some of that in on the back. Let's just do that. I usually don't worry about the back, but I'm just going to smooth that in. And most likely what I might do is, because that is kind of messy, I could cover the back with paper and do the reverse. That would be cute, wouldn't it? To have the main part of the mitten paper and then have the cuff in black. Okay, so there's my first layer of shadow on my mitten. And because I went from light and started building up, you know, that's similar to how we do watercolor. So I'm doing it kind of the opposite of how I usually do acrylic painting, but this is kind of how I'm testing it to see if it'll work, because I really loved that texture of that wood. Brenda, what size is this? That's a good question. I should know that. Hang on, let me tell you. Hang on. For those of you who love mittens, we have a huge mitten in our website if you want to get a big one and do this. Brenda, I don't know what size it is. I'm just going to be honest with you. Wait, here it is. Here it is. Hang on. I thought I could grab my ruler easily, but I had used my ruler to rig my camera. Yeah. Okay, so it's 5 inches wide at the thumb, 5 inches, and it's 6 inches tall. So it's a good size for the tiered tray. If you have tiered trays, it's a good size for that. Hey, Dana. All right, let's see what. If you do it like your first mitten, do you use the thicker black and then add gray to give the so if with doing it with my first mitten, that's a good question, Diane. Hang on, I have paint on my book. Because I started it out so black, I was not able to do the shadow because there wasn't anything any blacker. I put some highlights down here at that point in here with like You know how you can add white to your black to get a lighter value of it? That's how I did the highlight. But because I started out with this as the truest black, I didn't have anything darker for the shadow. So that's why I wanted to experiment it with it this way, and then y'all could see both ways to see what you like the best. You have to continually be watching for the gunk, though, that might be building up. You have to continually be watching for that. Okay, so I still would want to put a little bit more so this is, at this point, this base coat is my lightest black. So I would like to have it a little bit lighter in a few places, and I can easily do that, well, in several ways. I could actually use this Neo color. It's a white Neo color. I could use it, and it's pure white. So I think I'll save this for the very lightest light, and I'll take some white now, white paint. You could use white gesso. If you had gesso, you could add that to your black to lighten it just a little bit, but I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette like this, and I need a little bit more water. I'm just going to pull it over here to the side. Can y'all see it? Let me get it here so you can see. So like right here's the blackest black. So I added just a little bit of white to get it lighter. And I really think that I need to add a little bit more black back to it. It's a little bit lighter than I wanted it to be. So let's add a little bit more black. Okay, so let's see how this works. So at this point, what I want to do is kind of do it like a dry brush. So there's a good bit of water in my brush, so I kind of blotted it. And I don't want a lot of this because I really do want to try and preserve some of that grain, wood grain. So I know that there would probably be a little bit of a hit of light right in this area. And see what I'm doing? I'm even going to try doing it with the grain of the wood. Okay, so I did just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to come down here and do just a tiny bit, lightly touching. Think of it almost like tickling the foot of a little toddler. You barely touch it and it tickles them. So super duper light, barely touched it. Very little, very little water. And see, I can smooth that in even with my finger if I wanted it to not be as much a contrast. Okay, so now I've got a hit of light there, a hit of light here, and it's about from here to here. So now I want to add a little bit more white to this and watch what happens. So I'm going to get a touch of white on my brush. I'm adding it to that mixture. Got it right there. And I'm going to take, I hope I've got some. Now, I'm going to take some of the gloss medium. I thought I had the gel gloss. Hang on. That's not what I wanted. I want to start building up the light, but also I want to build up some of the texture and dimension also. So the reason I use this is for a couple of reasons. I'm just going to put some right here. This is an art medium that you can add to your paint. And if you look on the container, it gives heavy body consistency. It dries clear, which is good. It produces a brilliant gloss impasto color with the, I can't even read that, y'all. Mixed with acrylic color. Do not mix with oils. Oh, it can simulate oil painting. Okay, with the texture. Okay, so I've got my color to be about the value that I want it. So now I'm going to get my gloss, my gel medium. The difference, do y'all remember the difference between gloss medium is it's thin. The gel medium is thick. Okay, so I've got it on my brush and it's going to add a little bit of texture. So right now it looks like it's lightening that color, but it's going to dry and it'll go back to the color I had it. So now, let me hold it up. So from here to here is that light value. So now I want to go to maybe this spot and do it even lighter, just like that. And I'm still kind of going with the grain a little bit, just a little touch. And I want to smooth that just a touch. Now, that little stroke should dry, and I'll show y'all after it dries. I'll post a picture or something, I don't know. Clear. It will be more like this color, but it looks whiter right now because of the gel medium. The gel medium dries clear, so when it dries, it should be that value before we added the gel. Does that make sense? Okay, so now I want to play with one more thing before we go with the gel medium. I want to get that our darkest dark. Okay, so my darkest dark is this black. It's the straight black. And I'm going to take some of my gel medium. Remember, that's the one that has the texture. I'm going to try and get it right up under you so you can see it better. You have to make sure your lid is closed really well on that stuff or it dries it out. Okay, so can y'all see this? This is my darkest dark, the black. This, even though it looks white, it's going to dry clear. So I want to make my black thicker. I want it to have texture. So I'm adding the gel to it. And I should be able to put this down on my mitten and add some texture of that dark black. Okay, let's test it. We're just testing it. So I'm going to get my brush. I had rinsed my brush off. You probably didn't see that, but I did. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right up under here in this little area, and I'm going to add just a little bit right there. It's just going to give, and see, I'm still going in the grain of that wood, and I'm going to add a little bit right here. We're going to see what it does. And then I'm going to add a little bit right here. And right here. Okay. So if you got the kit, this is why I'm doing this. If you received the painting kit, you have some of this gel medium. And this, so don't just use it just like glue. It can be used to add texture. So I wanted you to see how I'm going to be using it. This is how I'm going to use it to add texture. You can also use gel medium as an adhesive for collage work. You can use it that way also. But in our project for this, I wanted you to see how we can use it to add texture. And that's what I used for the Snow Girl's nose. Can you see that? I added it to some of the orange on her nose. I wished you could feel it because it's raised up. It's raised up. It's bumpy. And that's what I wanted. I added a little bit right up in here to look like snow. The main difference in it, Esther. There's lots of similarities. So the gloss medium and the gel medium can be used as an adhesive to apply collage material. Both of them can be added to your paint to have effects, like with the gel medium, the gloss medium. If you've painted with me for very long, and you have, we'll use that to make translucent layers in our paint color. The gel medium also works that way. It's just the gel medium has texture. In my opinion, the name is confusing. I don't know what I would have named it, but I think I would have named it something different because it's a little bit confusing. But if you think about gel, the name gel, think of it like Jello. It's more like Jello. And gloss medium, think of it more like, I guess, like clear fingernail polish stuff. It's more of that texture. Does that help to think of it like that? And what I'll do is whenever all this dries, I'll take pictures so you can see it. But you can probably already tell it's beginning to dry. And that texture that it has is going to stay there. So if you wanted to, you could use the gel medium to do texture even on the cuff part. But on this project, I just, I like the collage paper, so that's how I did mine. But I wanted y'all to see that because every now and then they are used in almost the same way. It's just the gel helps you have texture. It does. Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted y'all to know that because I know a lot of you ordered the kit, and I wanted to point out that it's different than gloss medium. It's thicker and you can use it for texture. Yep. All right. Thank y'all for being here. And again, thank you for your patience with me being in and out, off and on. I think we might have some more. She's not well, so there might be more in and out. But as far as the open house, for those of you who missed the first part, let me close out by saying that for those who have registered for the open house, you should have received an email with very important information. So if you want to do these projects, you really need to register to get the supply list. You get the traceables so that you can print those out. And this traceable turned out really cute because it's her eyes and her nose. If you ordered the kit, we've already printed it out for you. So that's the difference in if you just sign up, you'll get it in digital form. If you get the kit, we're printing everything out for you. And we're with the kit, you get the base pieces and you get the little, we put in the fringe, the yarns and the little pom-poms, and we've color coordinated everybody for you. So, okay, so Esther, I'm glad you said that because there's two types of gel medium. There's the there's gel medium, then there's the super heavy gel medium. Yeah, I think that's what they call it. So you can get it so thick. It's the super gel that is super duper thick, and it's going to give you a super duper thick texture. Yeah. Thank y'all for praying. I really, really do appreciate it. And she does as well. She does as well. So I'm going to be recording the lessons. They're going to be in the Facebook group for the open house, and we're doing it that way so that all the important information. You can find it over there. You're going to want to sign up for so you can get the traceables and supply list. That's how you're going to get it. And if you ordered the kit, we still have a few kits left. So if you think you want a kit, you can still order that and we'll get that shipped to you. Okay. So thank y'all for your support. I appreciate it very much. If you are in the January Encouragement Club, those were shipped out, but I'm getting notifications for things I've ordered that is going to be delayed because of the weather that's so widespread. So it will probably be that way for you as well. Thank you, John Ed. I'm trying really hard. We've been blessed with some really good sitters. That has been such a blessing. Yeah. But thank you. All right. Love y'all and thank you and appreciate you. And hopefully, Lord willing, I'll see you soon. Good. Well, I hope it gets delivered today, Alina. Awesome. The email address is, Patricia, it is, hang on. If you registered and you have not received an email, let's see, it's PamCoxwellDesigns.com. Let my assistant know and she'll make sure to get that for you because you're going to want those emails. We'll be sending out important information for you that's got your links. Awesome, Patty. I'm glad you were here. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder. I know so many of y'all have been through this. So I appreciate the hugs, those virtual hugs and the prayers and your encouragement. I really do. All right. See y'all soon. Bye-bye.